We're live!
It's fucking beer clock, dude. Let's do it.
Beer clock, yeah! Woo!
Why is it just you? Okay.
What?
You just took it and made your
Well, I
screen
didn't want
big.
you to get in trouble. I know some of your workers sometimes watch this, and I don't want you to
A
get in trouble.
beer is
for your
100% legal, dude. At least it can't-
Your beer is not legal though.
It's not moonshine, I don't think. It's just
It's
Shiner.
moonshine. This is legal beer.
So you're saying this is moonshiner? Is that what you're saying this? This is this?
Legal beer.
Mm.
Oh, man, yeah, I'm excited. I posted a lot of stuff out there,
Yeah.
commercial wise, because I now got that chat.
Well, did someone else pay for it? The work pay for it? Because I know you have a certain amount of stuff you can do, and then they can lock you out. But you have access to it all the way.
I did not pay for it.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Wait till just now.
Yeah, but until just now.
Okay.
Yes, I'll go back on it a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I only tried a couple things, so I wanted to try everything out.
Did I know the ChatGPT, because I used it and I gave them information about our podcast. Did our stuff automatically pop up in there, or did you have to?
No, what you have to do for it is you just have to give it all the info.
Okay.
It's like two geeks that review movies.
Chris
The podcast is called Movies That Don't Suck and Some That Do. We're going live at 6:30 on Thursday. The two movies is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and A Good Person. And then it gets all the other information. Like that's how it got that information where it's like, Star-Lord and his rambish buckets. And then A Good Person is a movie about, figuring it all out, or whatever.
Because I asked ChatGPT, I was like, "What do you think about the podcast Movies That Don't Suck and Some That Do?" And they give me some other podcasts and I even name that. And I'm like, oh, I thought
you're not even our friend.
Yeah,
you're not even our friend. You don't even like us like that. You don't even like this. Let's see. I came up with an idea. I was thinking about. What was I thinking about? I came up with, man, I knew I should have wrote that. When you come up with good things while you're stoned, and you should like write them down. And you're like, oh, I need to write that down. That's such a great idea. I'm not going to ever forget that. I'm never going to forget that idea. And then you forget it right at the time you need it.
It's a show by Chris and Neil with all the great movies. They are the real deal. We watch them all, so you don't have to. It's movies that don't suck and some that do.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, listeners of all ages, welcome to another episode of Movies That Don't Suck and Some That Do. My name is Neil.
And I'm Chris.
And today we are doing 2 movies. Is there 2 movies we're doing
Just
today?
2 movies, but one of them will be talked about way more than the other.
One of them will be talked. Actually, both of them will be talked about really well because both movies are pretty good. The first movie that we're going to be talking about is a movie that came out just like a couple weeks ago at the theater. Kind of a lot of people didn't know it was out there because we have like all these blockbusters going on. I think everybody went and seen Super Mario Brothers like 3 times.
Yeah.
I think that was the movie everybody saw. But it stars the one, the only, you know her now as Black Widow, Florence Pugh.
You just didn't want your baby sister to tag along whilst you saved the world with the cool kids.
You weren't really my sister.
And the Avengers aren't really your family. Why do you guys do that thing?
Do what?
The thing you do when you're fighting. And this thing that you do when you whip your hair when you're fighting with the arm and the hair, and you do like a fighting pose. It's a fighting pose. You're a total poser. Oh, come on. I mean, they're great poses, but it does look like you think everyone's looking at you like all the time.
All that time that I spent posing, I was trying to actually do something good to make up for all the pain and suffering that we caused. Trying to be more than just a trained killer.
Well, then you were fooling yourself. Because pain and suffering is every day, and we are both still a trained killer. Except I'm not the one that's on the cover of a magazine. I'm not the killer that little girls call their hero.
Damn, burn.
Burn. Yeah.
Black Widow. Black Widow.
Also in
She's
this
yeah.
is playing a counterpart to her, a good coming up actress. She played in Freaky. She played in several other things. Celeste O'Connor.
What are you doing here in Somerville anyway?
Honestly, my mom would say it, but we're broke. We just got evicted, and the only thing that's left in our name is this creepy old farmhouse our grandfather left us in the middle of nowhere. No offense.
I'm not offended. This place is dumb.
But why do you live here?
I'm fourth generation dumb. So. Get out!
What is that?
I don't know.
That is from Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Ghostbusters, which she's actually part of the next Ghostbusters 2 already.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. So, also one of the comedic geniuses of all times, one of my favorite people that came from the good old world of Saturday Night Live. And every time I see her, I can only think one thing: sweaty balls.
What's her
There's
name?
nothing I like more than sweaty balls. They're tasteful. I like to put them in my mouth. They're very delicious when you put sweaty balls in your mouth. Anyway, Molly Shannon.
My feelings would best be expressed in a monologue from the made-for-TV movie Portrait of a Teenage Centerfold starring Miss Laurie Singer from Footloose.
If you must.
It excites me, Daddy. Don't you see? I like it when the men look at me. You try to keep me trapped here in this small town like a little animal. But I am busting out, Daddy. I'm gonna see the world, and the world is gonna see me. They're gonna see all of me, Daddy. All of me. All of me.
Mary,
Stop
that.
What are you doing with my grandchild?
From Superstar.
From Superstar, Molly Shannon from Superstar. Now, the last person in this movie, one of the greats, if not one of the greatest actors of all time. The one, the only, Mr. Morgan Freeman.
You've tried it your way for years, and your students can't even get past the minimum basic skills test. That means they can hardly read. They've given me less than 1 year, one school year, to turn this place around, to get those test scores up, so the state will not take us over to perform the task which you have failed to do, to educate our children. Forget about the way it used to be. This is not a damn democracy. We are in a state of emergency, and my word is law. There's only one boss in this place, and that's me. The HNIC. Are there any questions?
Yeah, from Lean on Me.
Lean on Me. That is the movie that got me to notice Morgan Freeman. So that's how young, when I was like, everything that guy does for the rest of his life. Because that was also the same year he did Driving Miss Daisy, too.
Oh, what you won an Oscar for. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, that's the one he should have won the Oscar for. Let's just be honest. That was an amazing movie. If you haven't seen Lean on Me with Morgan Freeman, and literally it's that school was ran over by gangs, and he tries to
It sort of
make
reminds
it into a
me
better place.
of a tougher, what's that movie with Edward James Olmos? Where you get that class learning algebra. What was that name?
Oh, Stand and Deliver. It's like Stand and Deliver, Dangerous Minds, that kind of like. So, but still,
I think I like
Lean on Me was before all
more.
those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
the movie we're talking about there, the first movie we'll review today is A Good Person, which I can't wait to talk about this.
Written and directed by Zach Braff. So
Zach Braff, the Zach Braff, Garden State Zach Braff,
Scrubs, JD
Scrubs,
from
yeah. I was trying to think of his name. But the second movie we're talking about, everybody, you're going to know it because everybody's talking about it. And of course, the guys who actually are the geeks that know the stuff, we definitely got to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And that is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Now, How do you want me to do this, Chris?
This is gonna take a little bit. Let's just go through who they are.
Because I literally tried to make these as short as possible.
This will take
I
4
did.
minutes.
I did.
This will
So
take a
each
while.
one of them's like only 20 to 30 seconds. So first, here is the one, the only Star-Lord, Chris Pratt.
Drop it!
Hey.
Drop it now!
Hey, cool, man. No problem. No problem at all.
How do you know about this?
I don't even know what that is. I'm just a junker, man. I was just checking stuff out.
You don't look like a junker. You're wearing rabbit go.
It's just the outfit, man. Ninja Turtle, you better stop poking me.
What is your name?
My name is Peter Quill, okay? Dude, chill out.
Move!
Why?
Ronan may have questions for you.
Hey, you know what? There's another name you might know me by. Star-Lord.
Who?
Star-Lord, man. Legendary outlaw. Guys.
Move!
I forget this.
Yeah, from the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Yeah, every single one that I gave you is the exact clip where we either get introduced or they become a Guardian of the Galaxy. Now, the reason not everyone is the exact one, because there are one or two of them that those clips do not exist, and I do not want to break trade. Yeah, I don't want to be like, hey, go to Disney Plus and go grab this clip. Like, I know they're not. All right, let's go through the list of them. Let's get them done. Bradley Cooper is Rocket.
Sandarians. What a bunch of losers. All of them in a big hurry to get from something stupid to nothing at all. Pathetic. Look at this guy. You believe they call us criminals when he's assaulting us with that haircut? What is this thing? Look how it thinks it's so cool. It's not cool to get help. Walk by yourself, you little gargoyle. Look at Mr. Smiles over here. Where's your wife, old man? What a Class A prevert.
Yeah, that's great.
That's Guardians of the Galaxy, and that was Stan Lee he was talking about, who is the gangster Great Ace Fever. Dave Bautista is Drax.
You dare! You know who I am, yes?
You're Drax, the Destroyer.
You know why they call me this?
Dozens of Ronan's minions.
Ronan murdered my wife, Ovette, and my daughter, Camaria. He slaughtered them where they stood, and he laughed! Well, her life is not yours to take. He killed my family. I shall kill one of his in return.
Yeah. Again, you're introduced to Drax.
Yep. Karen Gillian, Nebula.
Thanks, Dad. Sounds fair. This is one fight you won't win. Let's head to the kiln.
She's in Sexy as a Robot. I gotta be honest.
Dude, she's awesome. She's an awesome human being too, man.
Yeah.
Zoe Zandalin as Gamora.
Zoe Saldana.
Yeah, that's what I said. Saldana as Gamora.
It will be your doom. If this happens again, you'll be facing our father without his prize.
I'm a daughter of Thanos, just like you.
But I know Xandar.
Ronan has already decreed that I...
Don't speak for me. You will not fail.
Have I ever?
Kraglin, Sean Gunn as Kraglin.
Thanks, Captain. Now just show me how to work this thing.
Well, the turning thing there makes the songs go up and down. Made by primitive people.
That is
Show
primitive.
you some of my favorites. It's got Traffic. That's really good. They have some good songs. Thin Lizzy is a group I like a lot. There's a lady on there named Alice Cooper that I like a lot. She seems kind of angry, but kind of like stuff how we felt when we were kids, you know?
Cat. There's a cat.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So the funny part about that is, one, that's a deleted scene. They didn't have the full Zune scene that I wanted. Two, Traffic is not a band. It was somebody's playlist that they play in traffic. So he thinks all the bands that are under Traffic is the same band. And then the Alice Cooper line, of course. All right. I got Nebula. I got Drax. Mantis. Mantis is next.
I am Mantis.
What are you doing?
Smiling. I hear it is the thing to do to make people like you.
What if you do it like that?
Oh, I was raised alone on Ego's planet. I do not understand the intricacies of social interaction. Can I pet your puppy? It is adorable.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a great scene. Yeah.
All right, and then also, of course, the one, the only, Vin Diesel as Groot.
I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot. We are Groot.
So many tears in that first
So
one.
many tears in all those, those different ones. Then I have one other person, the villain, but Chris, I'll let
you want
take
to say
that
it?
one.
Oh man. Shuguri Iwuji as the High Evolutionary.
Every time I turn around, one of you's doing something fucked up. I thought Waller gave me soldiers. Instead, it's a fucking apple dumpling gang.
Classic bull.
Who are the apple dumpling gang?
Incompetent dinguses.
But they always triumph in the end.
Fuck you, John.
Jesus.
You told Vigilante to kill Peacemaker's father?
I didn't tell him to. I just kind of put the idea in his head.
That Peacemaker would be better off without his father.
Well, his father is going to go to the authorities and tell him how he switched out the fingerprints. I was just trying to make the hard choice.
Seeing as we're already losing Peacemaker's trust, how's it going to feel when he finds out we manipulated his best friend into killing his father?
It's Clemson Mern from Peacemaker. That's what his
from Peacemaker, which is the other James Gunn. Like literally, James Gunn was doing Peacemaker before he was doing a Volume 3, and he was like, "Dude, you'd be perfect for this character that I'm going to do in Volume 3." And I'm nothing against James Gunn. I love the fact that he is so he's like Quentin Tarantino. He's like, these are my dudes. I'm going to use them in everything I'm ever doing.
I think he got Palm to sign on for something in DC.
And the other way around. Actually, during our spoiler section of this, because guys, if you don't know this, every time we do a comic book movie, we do give a good 20-minute spoiler section at the end where I go over things, because if you can't tell, because I have the nice little poster up, but I am a comic book fan. There's a whole filing cabinet in the other room that I'm actually going to bring in here, I think, so that my wife has more room in the other room. But literally, so I'll go over a lot of the Easter eggs, a lot of the flitches back and forth between.
But if you guys don't want to know that, we give a spoiler. We
give a spoiler free, and then we'll let you know. We'll tell you before you jump in. Don't worry, we are not dicks like that. We used to be dicks like that.
Oh man,
but and then we got yelled at by a lot of people that
But we stopped doing that 10 episodes in though. Now we're episode
it was
270.
20 episodes in, bro. It was like 20 weeks, and we finally figured out how to do something. We're like, it's like driving your car with no brakes for like a month, and you're just like, oh, maybe I need brakes. Maybe I need brakes. Maybe. All right, Chris, where can they find us at?
You can find us online, newsonsuck.net. We're at w2mnet.com. That's the W and number 2mnet.com. That's the network we're on. There's tons of other stuff there too, so we have you check that out. We're on Facebook at facebook.com/newsonsuck podcast. We're on Twitter at MTS Podcast. We're on Instagram at MTS Podcast. You guys want to throw us a few shekels, become a patron, you might get some free extra stuff. Go patreon.com/moviesdon'tsuck. If you guys want the merch, go to bonfire.com. So movies don't suck and something to do. You'll find stuff there. And if you guys want to send us an old-fashioned email, info@moviesdon'tsuck.net or moviesdon'tsuckpodcast@gmail.com. where you find podcasts from Movies Don't Suck and Something New. Neil, who are we talking about today?
Today, we are going to talk about a good buddy of ours. Now, years ago, when we were starting this whole venture off, he was
Episode
nice
50.
and- Episode 50 it was, exactly. Episode 50, we weren't recorded from a bar he used to own called Pawn and Pint. Well, this man has now moved on to doing pop-up bars, and he's got not one, but 2 theme bars in Kansas City right now. And we're talking about, Chris, say it for me, please.
Vignettes Bar.
Vignettes. First, we're going to talk about Vignettes Bar, which this month they are doing Bob's Burgers. Yes, Bob's Burgers. You can go down there, and the place is decorated. This is 2 of the bartenders dressed like Linda and Bob. Like the walls look just like it is like Bob's Burgers. It is like you walk in. This is the door to walk in. It is to the side. Bob's Burgers, and you can go there. They got a full menu of drinks, shots, and stuff like that. To give you a little information, here it is. And this is what they say on their website. Get ready. The Bleachers were excited to announce Bob's Burgers, a one-of-a-kind themed popped-up bar coming to Vignettes in North Kansas City from May 5th to June 17th. Join them for their taste of Bob, Linda, Tina, Jean, and Louise. And wholesome world filled with delicious burgers, specialty cocktails, and unforgettable memories. Save your menus inspired by Bob's famous burger of the day with options like Baby Can Chive My Car or burger or the foot feta-ish burger. Quench your thirst with signature cocktails like the Bad Girl Tina Rita and the Mortarini and Horse Medicine. This is located on 2376 Armor Road, right next to Screenland Armor, which is one of our favorite places to go in the entire world. Now, the thing is, Edward, then I talked to him earlier today. The guy doesn't have 1 bar. The guy has 2 pop-up bars coming up. The next one is the unbearable weight of massive talent. A Nick and Pedro pop-up at 4601 Shawnee Drive, Kansas City, Kansas. Literally blocks away from Chris's address. I'll give you that. If you go to the bar, tell me. I'll send you his address so you can go knock on his door late at night drunk. This is the only picture they have out right now. Of the Unbearable, and it's the Nicolas Cage with the 2 guns from the Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent thing. This is what it says on their website about it. It says, are you ready to face off at a pop-up bar that is not a demanding or demandoing? Get ready for a kick-ass pop-up bar in which we uncover the menu, which is located on the back of the Declaration of Independence at the unbarable weight of massive talent. The Nick and Pedro pop-up bar, running from May 12th to June 24th at 4601 Shawnee Drive, Kansas City, Kansas, every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This pop-up bar will offer you a unique opportunity to show off your individuality and belief in personal freedom, all while drinking cocktails, either Nick Cage's or Papa Pedro's patio. So put the bunny back in the box and make your reservation before the cordyceps totally take control. And remember, this is the way.
Man, is that next week or is this coming weekend?
That starts tomorrow. That starts tomorrow.
I'll be out of town most of the time.
But no, it's all the way till June, mid
Okay,
of June.
I'll fucking be there.
It's June 24th. Dude, if I come up for the weird first weekend of June for your birthday, we're going there. I don't care if everybody's gone and we go, or if it's the night before or whatever, but we are fucking going to that goddamn bar. There's no possible. We might not make the Bob's Burgers ones, and that's fine. Even though I would love to see that one because I dressed up like Bob's Burgers kids like 2 years ago. But I want to go to see the Nicolas Cage. You know how much I love Nicolas Cage and Pedro. They're like the best. So anyway, guys, you can go to, oh man, I just closed everything out because I am that dumb. Don't worry, guys. I don't need to be
25
dumb.
minutes in.
We're 25 minutes in. We haven't even talked a movie yet. Who needs to talk movies? There's like 5 people watching. They don't care about movies. They're not here for movies. Who cares for movies? Let me just get the website up so I can say it real quick. I'm so sorry about this, guys. It's www.vignexbar.com. That's www.vignettersbar.com. That's where you find both Nick and Pedro's pop-up, Bob's Burgers, and their connections to Instagram and Facebook. They will also give you information about tables and how you can get reservations there. Definitely do it. Edward's a good dude for us. Has been for years. I talk to the guy sometimes drunkenly in the middle, and I really do. I'm not joking.
do?
Seriously, that's a true thing. Yeah, like literally, there's times where I've been drunk and like super, super drunk talking to Edward at like 3 a.m. in the morning.
Man.
Like, how you doing, Edward? I'm just bored. I'm just bored. How you doing? I love Edward. He's a good guy. All right, Chris, let's get to some movies.
All right, let's talk first. A Good Person, directed by Zach Braff. Zach Braff directed such things as Garden State. Yeah, everyone remembers Garden State, right? With Natalie Portman. Yeah, that's the one everyone remembers. He also did. Yeah. Anyway, back in 2004, man, that's almost 20 years ago. He did Garden State. You remember that? This also has this stars Florence Pugh as Allison.
You just didn't want your baby sister to tag along whilst you saved the world with the cool kids. You weren't really.
Also, this stars Celeste O'Connor as Ryan.
What are you doing here in Somerville anyway?
Molly Shannon is Diane, of Alice's mother.
My feelings would best be expressed in a monologue from the made-for-TV movie Portrait of a Teenage Centerfold starring Miss Laurie Singer from Footloose.
And this also stars the amazing, the ever beautiful and 85-year-old man known as Morgan Freeman.
You've tried it your way for years, and your students can't even get past the minimum basic skills test.
Also, this stars Shinaza Uch as Nathan, Zoe Lister-Jones as Simone, Michelle Hines as Molly, Toby Unaware as Jesse, and Ignacio Diaz-Severio as Quentin, and the Alex Wolff, Alex Wolff, you guys remember him as the son in Hereditary. So, Neil, why don't you go ahead and read the storyline for this one?
Allison, which is my wife's maiden name. Allison.
I didn't know
that. Literally, that's funny. Allison, the protagonist of A Good Person, is a promising young woman with a thriving career, a loving fiance, and a close-knit circle of family and friends. However, her life takes a sudden turn for the worse when she experiences a harrowing tragedy that leaves her battling an addiction to opiates and grappling with unresolved sorrow. Despite the challenges that lie ahead, she finds solace and strength in an unexpected relationship with her would-be father-in-law, who becomes her unlikely ally in the journey towards healing and recovery.
All right, man. It's a hard drama. So Zach Braff, you guys remember Garden State, he is sort of maligned for creating the archetype of a girlfriend being the manic pixie dream girl. And this is his attempt to make sure that he's not the guy. I'm with that one. I want to see first up. I want to say right up front that the acting in this, all this is incredible. All the acting is spot on.
This movie, the acting in this movie, everybody played their character ridiculously well.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm going to go and say this. I'm pissed this movie does not have more recognition out there.
Oh, yeah.
Because I feel like this was like a really good story, and someone who's had to deal with some traumas that were in this movie personally. Yeah. That I was a huge fan of this movie. I was a huge fan of the relationship between Florence and Samuel Jackson. Not Samuel Jackson. I'm so sorry. I was thinking, for some reason I was thinking Nick Fury in my head. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But probably because we're about to talk Guardians of the Galaxy. That's probably why.
Yeah.
Anyway, but the relationship between Florence and Morgan Freeman was ridiculously awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Literally the relationship of how this all goes. I mean, there's some parts like I really wish they would give me more information or maybe a visual of exactly what happened.
During that year.
In, during we get told what happens.
Well, I think part of that is it's the unraveling of the story, revealing part. So yeah, so you maybe have an idea how it goes, and it doesn't go that way, which I thought was fine. The movie itself was it was really well acted, really well done, and it had parts that I guess people who've been addicted can relate to or know, experienced before. I don't have a problem with. I like the movie itself. It was a little too long for me. 2 hours 9 minutes,
What?
but yeah, I thought it was just a little bit too
That was a
long.
little long for you.
This movie itself, I mean, yeah, but
Wait a minute. So you're telling me a film that contains Morgan Freeman is too long for you?
No,
what? Who are you? What
for
did
the
you
story,
do
it
with
was
Chris? Where's
for the
Chris
story.
at? Can you go get Chris for me? Can you
For
go
the
out the
story-
curtain, come back, and bring Chris?
For the story it was telling, but I like this.
It's
movie.
only 2 hours.
2 hours 9 minutes.
Dude, we watch like 5-hour movies now. Like
It's impossible to not find a long movie nowadays. You're right about that. Everything is
Yeah. And
everything
it's
is.
only 2 hours. And to be honest, I like the journey it took me on. It took me in. Maybe it could lose. I guess there's a part of it could lose. And I'm not going to say what it is because it'd be a spoiler. And we're not doing spoilers to the end of the movie, which I might talk about it then. Who knows? But we don't do the spoiler to the end of this episode.
Yeah, we do a full episode before we go into spoilers.
Before we get to the spoiler part. But literally, I was a huge fan of this movie. I'm like, Chris, I'm not lying to you, bro. This might be in my top 5 at the end of the year. This is like one of them that hit me like right in the heart. And I was watching it right in this spot, right where I'm sitting. I was watching it right here, like I'm looking at you on this screen. And usually if I'm doing something like that, it's because I'm working on something and I'm trying just to do it, and it caught my attention so much. I just stopped working on everything I was doing. And I was just so involved in it. I was just so like there with them.
Did you cry?
Oh yeah, like fucking 3 times.
I did a little
Easily.
bit. I did a little bit. Like where you like you're trying to catch your breath, but maybe I'm a little bit softer on it because I spent $20 to watch this on Amazon. So
no, maybe you're a little harsher on it than I am because I just turned it on.
Yeah, that's what you did. I did not. I gave my pen like each
In
time.
fact,
like,
here I'll turn it on right now. There we go. There it is, and it's on.
I own it now. I own it now. But,
Like,
yeah, but a good person. It's Florence Pugh is great, and she's a star. Like she's gonna be one of those people that in 10 years you'll know who she is.
who?
And everything.
Celeste?
Yeah, Florence Pugh.
Oh, you already know who she is.
I know.
How
I'm
do you
saying,
not
like,
know who she is?
I
Like,
bet if I asked
what
my dad
kind
who
of human
Florence
being doesn't
no,
know? I mean,
if,
come
I
on.
bet if I asked who Florence Pugh is, he wouldn't know.
I mean,
That's what
at
I'm
this
saying.
point, at this point, who doesn't know Hawkeye? Who doesn't know Black Widow? Who doesn't know Midsummer? Who doesn't know Fighting
Old
with My
people.
Family? You literally got 5 nerdyisms just with those 4 movies.
Yeah,
You
I
got
know
pro
Florence Pugh
wrestling,
is.
You got pro wrestling. You got comic book geeks. You got, Boss Bitch Fight Challenge. That was a good video. I saw that.
Let me ask you a question then. So, like the last really big movie superstar, I think, that's still around is Tom Cruise. But like in the last 15 years, who became a giant superstar in the way that Tom Cruise was? Like
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, fuck it.
Ryan Reynolds before that was just a throwaway cutesy boy. Chris Evans. I'll go Chris Evans too. Yeah.
Sorry, man. I just don't think I don't.
Because where's Freddie Prinze Jr.?
What happened to him?
Yeah, where's Jason Vanderbeek?
James Vanderbeek. I don't know where he's at.
Yeah,
And
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
where's Josh
Those-
Hartnett?
They,
Yeah.
they were in that group of guys,
Josh Hartnett.
and
yeah.
those two are ones that shot up to the moon.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
Yeah. You can't say that. Don't. Are you trying to argue if there's still real movie stars around?
No,
Come on, Chris.
I'm being a Quentin Tarantino asshole guy. Because
you are.
Yeah,
you
'cause
are.
we-
I'll fucking throw names out all day. Here, give me 5 more seconds. I can come up with some
Okay,
more.
I'm good. I'm good.
Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett Johansson's one.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, she,
but listen, but again, these people, all the people you mentioned, were comic books movies, right? Like Deadpool. You mentioned Ryan Reynolds. You mentioned Chris Evans as Captain America. You mentioned Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow. And I'm not saying
those are just action movies. Those are just action movies that people
but
gave
they
a fancy name to.
But they are super movies, right?
Yeah. But just because they're superhero movies, those are still action sci-fi
Yeah, they're still
movies.
action movies. Yeah, they
Just
are.
like Predator came from somewhere, James Bond came from books.
Yeah, yeah.
Freaking, you know,
I'm not
like
saying that's a problem either.
yeah.
I'm
I'm
not
just
saying it's a
saying,
problem.
I don't think it's a problem at all. But
Okay.
I think I don't even know why we're talking about this.
All right, good place. Good person. Good place.
But Florence Pugh is freaking amazing. Morgan Freeman. I mean, Florence has been good in pretty much every damn thing she's done so
Right?
far.
Yeah, I know. Zoe Lister Jones was in this, and she's great too. I was Zoe Lister Jones.
And Molly Shannon too. Oh yeah, Zoe Lester Jones was great in this as a counterpart. There was another performance. Somebody popped up that I was just like, oh, it sucks that he played that part, but I'm glad that he got
You wanted a bigger part for that
it's
guy?
either Oli Green or Alex Wolff that plays the a-hole with the tattoo face.
Alex Wolff.
Oh no,
that's
no. It's Diaz Silvera.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played a good part. It's a bad part in the movie, but he played a good part, and hopefully we see a lot more of him coming up. Let's get some quotes and let's move on.
All right, cool.
Because we have a big, huge news segment, and we
Yeah.
have a lot
giant
to do, bro.
segment about the Guardians of the Galaxy. So you three, the big one.
We got a huge one. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be bigger than your. Anyway, many hours I spent blissfully lost in a world of my own creation. I love that line. It was a great line. I never have to see the day again. I never want to see or have to see the day again. When we get married, we have to make rules about the phone in bed. Chris, do you have the phone? Do you ever play with your phone in bed?
Leah does. So
oh, I could be a professional dancer. I just laughed at that because I was like, when people say that, usually that means a different kind of dancer. Anyway, what are these dresses we are seeing? I couldn't even sleep last night thinking about that. It's Makeover Monday. It's Friday. He used to flirt with me with his fingers deep in my mouth. So he owes me one. Are you a dyke only when I fuck your mother? Goddamn, no foreplay or anything. It's heroin in a pretty little dress. Let's talk about OxyContin, people. That's truth. Just want you to know that. Throw that out there. If you're addicted to OxyContin, please get some help. Anyway, if I catch you near my granddaughter again, I will rip your fucking dick off and shove it down your throat. Yeah. He's a fuck boy. That's what they call him on the online. Fuck boys. A bunch of fuck boys. Am I the reason you're back here? You're trying to solve a problem by looking in the other direction. I don't know how to do this. Do what? Start all over again. I never want to talk to you about sex again. Really? Because I love this shit. Daniel, this is God. Allison would like you to change the conversation now.
Do you think that was a reference to Bruce Almighty?
Every time Morgan Freeman has played God in everything he's ever done, yes.
Okay.
I think he's played God like 4 times, dude. A comparison is a thief of joy. I think we are victims of a teenage girl's good intentions. Tell me why I shouldn't kill you, motherfucker. You didn't have time to stop because you looked at your fucking phone. Amar viante is Latin for it means to love one's fate. Oh, love that line. I love that because I studied Latin, so I knew that as soon as he said it. I was like, oh, it's so great. I can't believe he said that.
Okay, my score on this is a 3.8. I liked it.
Cool. 4.2. Easily. I loved it. I loved it. This is one of those hard droppers that, like, right now, if I went to go visit my mom, I'd be
You
like,
ever
"Hey,
watch it
Mom,
with you?
yeah, I got a movie to watch with you. Like, I have movies to watch with you." And we would watch those movies, and then we'd be happy, and then she would not disown me like she did that one time.
Would you make her watch Antichrist or something?
What's that?
Should you make her watch Antichrist or something?
No. I made her watch Batman, Dark Knight. Yeah, you know, one shitty movie after another.
Come on.
Oh,
Man,
Chris
be
Nolan,
nice.
sometime he'll make a good movie.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully Joe Oppenheimer is great. I'm looking really for Oppenheimer. All right, man. I'm on RottenTomatoes.com. What is the audience score for a good person?
That's a good question, Chris. I am going to say by the audience, it's going to be 64%.
96%.
Holy shit! No way!
There's an
I
audience.
totally was off on that one.
There's audience says, with a profound story and some really great performances, A Good Person is a tear-jerking drama with tons of heart. Right? Now, what is a critic score for A Good Person?
Well, if they did 96, it has to be 83 at least.
Is that what you're saying? 83?
Yep.
57%.
What is it?
57.
What is their bullshit reason for that?
Critic census is busy, baggy, and schmaltzy. Good Person presents the best of intentions and terrific performances. It can sometimes add to a movie that's merely fine. So that's what they said about it.
I think that's bullshit.
I didn't think it was busy or baggy. I mean, a little baggy and a little schmaltzy, but I thought it was better than 57% for sure.
Yeah, I definitely think it's 10 times better than that.
10 times better? I mean 557%.
Yeah, I think it's 500%. That guy is what a bull heart. I'll kill that mofo.
I'll find him. So yeah, man. What do you want? What you got news ready? You pull that up? Or do
I don't know what you're talking about. News? We're doing news?
Yeah.
This is the Movies Don't Suck. It's something new. I'm going to read Chris some stuff. He's going to act like he hasn't read it 3 different times while he was sitting on the toilet today.
I was sitting on the toilet a couple times.
A lot. You told me you were a lot. You're
That Vindaloo was way too hot, man. I had last night, but yeah.
All right. So let's see here. What's number
I still
one?
with a blank face.
What?
It was just a thumb in the frame when you see me.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about, sir.
All right.
Anyway, I don't know who said this. Somebody said this when I mentioned this the last week, and I don't know if it was you. I don't know if it was someone else I talked to. I don't know if it was one of my buddies or friends that I run into all the time. But I'm gonna say this. We got some casting going on over at the Tim Burton house because we got a release date. Beetlejuice 2 will be coming to the theaters as of 2024.
What do you have, like a date, like a movie,
It just says 2024 right now.
Okay, so next year sometime.
So here's the first news. Jenna Ortega, aka Wednesday, will be in the new Beetlejuice movie.
That makes sense. It really
Makes a lot of
does.
sense. Makes a lot of sense. All right, you ready? Monica Bellucci. Bellucci, that's what I meant.
Bellucci.
Who's known for Deadpool. I think she's
And
known for some
Irreversible.
other stuff, but that's her main thing. So
You guys want to talk about Irreversible?
and
Yeah.
Irreversible. Yep. She's gonna be in Beetlejuice 2.
Cool.
And all 100% signed on for returning is one, of course, the man, the legend himself, Michael Keaton.
I know he's been like
Catherine-
waiting. I know he's been waiting forever to get like back on this. So
Yeah, Catherine O'Hara and the one, the only Winona Ryder will all be returning. Justin Thorax as well is also starring. Who else am I missing?
Thoreau, Justin
Thoreau.
Thoreau.
That's what I said. They are all going to be returning. So let's move on to something that will make Chris happy in the Goat Dogs.
Okay.
Mortal Kombat 2 has casted Johnny Cage, and the wrestling world is completely pissed because it's not The Miz.
So who they cast as Johnny Cage?
Man, some fucking washed up dude named Carl Urban.
Oh, that's a great choice for Johnny Cage, honestly.
That is a
You guys
great
don't know
choice.
Carl
Carl Urban, if you don't know, guys, is he played Judge Dredd in the Dredd movies, but in the Dredd movie, I should say,
Yeah.
which is, but that's not the only comic book thing he's ever done.
Yeah.
He's also done. He is the leader of The Boys on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
He's gosh dang it, what's his name? I can't think of his name right now.
I went down too, dude. I went down too. We're gonna have to figure this out before we.
Yeah, look him up. Look him up real quick. Look him up real quick because I got too much stuff on my screen as it is.
It's Billy Butcher. Billy Butcher. He was Billy Butcher in The Boys. The most badass.
Yeah,
character.
Billy Butcher. Okay, and just for you, Chris, just so you know this, okay. The new Mortal Kombat game will not be Mortal Kombat 12.
What's it gonna
It'll be called Mortal Kombat because they are totally rebooting the entire game series.
We'll see if that goes.
I always love it when you make that noise because then I know you're really appreciative of what's going on.
I don't know, like I guess they could remake it. Like they're remaking all these games right now, so I guess they could remake it. Whatever. Okay.
You're gonna love it. You know you're gonna love it.
Yeah. It's yeah. Keep going.
I don't want to if I ever want to go again, dude.
Oh yeah, it's just him. He was stalling because he's trying to pull up stuff that he brought here.
I'm trying to bring up everything as fast as possible. Hey, Fast X is gonna mark some money on that Paul Walker person. Yep, that's right. Paul Walker's daughter, Meadow Walker Thornton Allen, will be acting in the new Fast and Furious.
That's a week after next, man. We have to see Fast X. You're tired of them, aren't you?
No, man. I mean, whatever. Too
The
fast.
preview makes it look super ridiculous, so I can't wait.
I feel like I've been watching him since I was damn near 18, dude, or 16 years old. I don't know how old I was, but
I remember when it came out. I was in high school at the first one, and everyone was dying to see it. And I had no fucking desire, and here we are.
You know where here we are too. We gotta get a sequel. We got a sequel. 2003's Freaky Friday sequel.
Is Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis gonna be in this one?
Both signed on because remember they were talking about it during the Halloween movie. She's like, I'd really love to do, old grandma and like mother or daughter or granddaughter. So yes, there is a Freaky Friday sequel officially in the works with Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan. The best luck to both of them. Hopefully Lindsay doesn't snort up all her profits. Anyway,
I hope Lindsay. I feel like she's probably spent a lot of time at home recently. I just want to get from her.
Johnny Depp announces his cast for his new Mahdi biopic.
Yeah, that's all I feel about that.
Mahdi, which will start filming in Budapest this fall, is set to captivate biopic about the Italian artist Amedeo Maligno. Now, the cast so far is Italian superstar Riccardo Sabramachi.
Okay.
Pierre Nini. Okay.
Okay.
And Al Pacino.
Okay. Al
There it
Pacino.
is. There it is.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow. We're going to do it.
We're gonna do it. Yeah.
Will Poulter.
Oh yeah, Will Poulter.
If you don't know,
Guardians of the Galaxy.
we're going to talk about him in a little bit. He's Adam Warlock in the new Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Would like everybody to stop calling him Sid from Toy Story.
He
He
does
is
look
not
like him,
Sid.
though.
Please stop calling it. He knows he looks like him. A guy in a urinal in LA last week turned to me and said, "You're in Toy Story, right?" And I was like, "Well, that was animated. I don't want to be rude." I also appreciate that a meme going around of me. I dressed up as Sid from Toy Story for Anti-Bullying Week. So arguably, I haven't helped my case at all. But Toy Story came out in '95. I was 2, and we're doing it through live action. Hey, have you ever seen that movie, that horror movie Teeth?
Yes, I've seen teeth.
Where's that? Where's those teeth at?
They're in a woman's vagina.
Yeah. Teeth has now joined the ranks of horror movies turned musical.
Oh wow. I'll see that. I'll see that for sure.
Teeth, based on the cult classic of the same name, is a fierce raptors and savage entertaining new musical crackling with irresponsible desire and ancient rage. A dark comedy conjuring the legend of one girl whose sexual course is always her salvation. Michael R. Jackson, the Pulitzer and Tony-winning playwright, is who's behind Strange Loop, is collaborating with Anna K. Jacobs, who previous critics are writing the musical.
I'll watch that for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
I like teeth. That's good.
It's like, it's so weird though. It's
I like
so
teeth
weird.
though.
Oh, hey, Pedro's not done. He's still doing stuff. Pedro Pascal did star in an horror epic from Barbarian filmmaker Zach Krager. It's gonna be. He's also appearing in Ridley Scott's.
Here too.
It's Zach Krieger's Weapons is the name of the movie. I should
called what?
mention that first. And he's also in Ridley Scott's Gladiator sequel. It's coming out. It's Pedro Pascal, man. At
What's
this
the name of the
point,
movie?
I think
What's the
he's
name of the movie again. What's the name of the movie that's coming out again with
Weapons.
Weapons? Okay, I'm super excited for it. All right, yeah.
Yeah, it's Pedro.
I hear Barbarian. I hear director. I hear Pedro. I'm like, fuck yeah, let's see that movie.
Aaron Eckhart, Tim Roth, and Abigail Breslin Ratz filming for a movie called Classified. Classified is an action-packed story held by Dutch director Roel Rain, who previously worked on his big credit projects like Netflix's Fistful of Vengeance and Paramount's Halo. The movie is about, which is currently shot up in the canons. Oh, the feature previously wrote, no, it's not telling me what the premise of the film is. An international espionage plotline interwoven with an emotional father-daughter relationship sub-story.
Okay.
Cool. Sounds good. Director Jeff Rowe would like to tell you where he got his ideas for the script for the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Mutant Mayhem animated
Are we
film.
seeing that?
Yes,
Okay,
we are.
thank you.
Especially after I mentioned what his ideas.
Yes, I want to hear.
He's inspired by the movies Stand By Me and Lady Bird.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, we're definitely gonna see that.
His quote was, "We wanted to be Stand By Me and Lady Bird, but with Ninja Turtles."
Yeah, I mean, like you grew up with the turtles, so did I. And this is just a
Yeah, I really grew up with the Turtles. You kind of.
no. Are you kidding me? I had the Ninja Turtles from my 5th birthday party.
I'm sure you did. Yeah, your 5th. I was like 11, dude.
We grew up with them.
You say you grew up on them, but again,
I fucking did, dude. I was a Ninja Turtle fan.
you say you did, but you didn't.
I so did.
James Gunn was praised by PETA for deceptions of animal testing cruelty in Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
He's what?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't really feel like. I mean, yeah, there was. I did hear people say like trigger warning. Like before going in. We'll
Yeah,
talk more about that
I just
during the movie.
Stephen King's The Monkey adaptation finds its lead in The White Lotus. James Wan is set to produce
Whoa.
and the latest adaptation of Stephen King's classic novel, The Monkey. James Wan, behind the creator of the sagas like Saw, Ended
Mhm.
With, The Conjuring,
Mhm.
and The White Lotus, is going to be doing that movie. Heck yeah.
I like James Wan.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, watch that.
Yeah.
I mean, Stephen King adaptation.
It's The Monkey is a great book.
Yeah.
Yeah, The Monkey is a great book. So I mean, like literally, all right, let's see. Lou Diamond Phillips says Young Guns 3 is still in works. I don't know how that is. Evil Dead. I mean, how can they be young guns? At this time, aren't they old men with guns?
Yeah, like rusty guns or something like that, right?
Let's see here. There is Evil Dead Rise is the highest of the series. It's at $120 million at the box office. Wrestling legend, or soon to be legend and Hall of Famer someday, Cody Rhodes has been fighting for a Star Trek scenario for a scene. He goes, I could tell my agent in LA there's only one thing that's kind of alerts on notifications is when it comes to Trek. I'll take anything. They can put me in a whole Gorn outfit where you don't even know it's me. I'll take it. You can put me in the engine room. I'll take it. I can literally just do something with my face, some sort of recognition on the bridge. Ensign, I don't care. Whatever. I will take it. So someone please, the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, soon to be WWE champion, really wants to be in
Star Trek movie.
In a movie. Yeah, your mom's movie.
Like
Hey, your favorite horror movie is about to start again. The new Blair Witch Project
dude, it's not my
is
favorite.
reportedly in the works. So yeah, I don't want to talk more about that.
Yeah, I mean,
all right.
No, real quick. You saw the first one, mushrooms, right?
What?
You saw the first one when we were doing mushrooms, right?
Yes, I did that that was many years ago. Teenage kids doing drugs, going to movies.
And
Yep.
what was that like for you? Seeing Blair Witch Project and mushrooms.
I freaked out a lot.
I was not
I have
there,
about
guys.
6
Just so you
more
know,
stories.
this was long before I met Neil. Just so you guys know.
Oh no, yeah, I was a way teenager in Indiana. Mark Maron has joined Jude Law and Nicholas Hoult in The Order. So now that has more people.
Can't
in it that we wanna
fucking wait,
see.
dude.
Yeah, so that movie's all about everything we want to touch ourselves in an ungodly way. Like
Very unholy.
Bill Skarsgård is going to be playing Nicolas Cage's son in the Lord of War sequel.
Yeah, I actually did see this. I'm a big fan of World of War. I've seen that movie like 8 or 9 times just because.
Right.
And it's great. It's got Jared Leto before he is what he is now, which is some weird cult leader. Now he's just an actor, and it's good to see. World of War is great, and I guess they call this one the Lords of War, right? They gotta do that, like aliens. I didn't know World of War was so popular to get a sequel. But I'm happy to hear that. You know?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay, so
just like moving on.
Moving on. James Gunn wants to put Chris Pratt in his new beloved DC hero Superman legacy.
Superman?
He wants him to be Crypto the dog.
Okay.
Superman's pet dog. He goes, I was hoping I could cast him as Crypto the super dog. You know, he could just do motion capture and walk around on his hands and knees, but he can't talk.
I don't know about that, dude.
Guy Ritchie's next action movie will star Henry Cavill, Jake Gyllenhaal, and Ezzy Gonzalez.
Because we didn't see The Covenant. We should have. But
It doesn't have a title right now. But it's Guy Ritchie with Evan Atkinson and John Ferdberg of Black Bear International. So I mean,
Queens, dude. Queens.
Yeah, it doesn't give us anything. But I mean, Guy Ritchie, Henry Cavill, Jake Gyllenhaal, you got me there. You don't even have to go anymore. Mark Hamill and Tom Hiddleston is to star in Stephen King's new movie, The Life of Chuck, directed by The Haunting of the Hills' Mike Flanagan.
I feel like Mark Hamill just showing more stuff than he used to, like because he's gonna be in that movie, The Machine, coming out in May, which we're very excited about.
The
Yeah,
Machine.
and he's just showed up in.
Well, because now he's at Mark Hamill level. He's at
But
legendary.
he was at
level.
legendary level before that, I think. Don't you think?
Well, he only did Luke Skywalker before.
Okay, but
And then
he came back
now
and
he did
redid.
the other Star Wars.
Okay.
He did the other Star Wars movies, and now he's like, at the super. Sorry, my pants are falling down. If anybody was watching it. But now he's at legendary level. Where
Where he can still pull the audience. So they're like, yeah, Mark Hamill was in this one. Okay, all right.
Last but not least is an actual Star Wars report. Star Wars: The Rey sequel details revealed by Kathleen Kennedy. They are exploring the evolution of the Jedi. They're going to be 15 years after the rise of Skywalker. The First Order has fallen. The Jedi are in chaos. And there's even a question of how many even exist anymore. And Rey's building the new Jedi Order based on the text that she was given and that Luke imparted on her.
Yeah, we'll watch it. I mean, like Star Wars. We're going to fucking watch those movies.
Yeah, it's Star Wars. We're going to watch Star Wars. Are you going to watch Star Wars? Yeah, I'm going to watch fucking Star Wars. I mean, who's not going to watch fucking Star Wars? I mean, what person put Star Wars on? If you don't watch Star Wars because it says Star Wars, it's because you're one of those guys. And I know what we all know what those guys are.
Yeah, they're fun haters. That's what they are.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
like
just
Star
nerds.
Wars.
Yeah,
Nerds like Star
Yeah.
Wars.
He's right. We do like.
But that's it, Chris. Let's get to this because I know it's going to be an hour. So let's do it. That was the movies that don't suck and some that do. Now me and Chris are going to talk the biggest comic book movie of the year, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Okay, you guys don't know who James Gunn is. He directed this. I don't know how you would go your life without knowing James Gunn, but James directed Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. Volume 2 is also known for Trauma films. Is Super. He did Super. I fucking love Super. Don't you love Super? And he is now the leader of the DC universe. This is probably his last film he's ever going to do for Marvel for the foreseeable future. This stars Chris Pratt as Peter Quill / Star-Lord. Star-Lord.
Drop it! Hey. Drop it now! Hey, cool, man. No problem. No.
Also, Bradley Cooper as Rocket Raccoon or Rocket.
Xandarians. What a bunch of losers.
Also, Dave Bautista as Drax.
You dare! You know who I am, yes?
Also, Palm Clementif as Mantis.
I am Mantis.
Vin Diesel as Groot.
I am Groot.
Also, Sean Gunn as Kraglin.
Thanks, Captain.
Also, I want to mention Karen Gillian as Nebula.
Thanks, Dad. Sounds fair.
Also, Zoe Saldana as Gamora.
It will be your doom.
And finally, we got Chiwetel Ejiofor as the High Evolutionary.
Every time I turn around, one of you is doing something fucked up.
So it stars Maria Bakalova as Cosmo, Sarah Almami as Solarmi. That's a bunch of S's. Will Poulter, who we talked about, as Adam Warlock, and we also got, and that's that's a lot of people in this movie. Why don't you go ahead and read the storyline for this one?
I guess. Still reeling from the loss of Gamora, Peter Quill rallies his team to defend the universe and one of their own. A mission that could mean the end of the Guardians if not successful.
This is the best of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. And if you guys don't know, I fucking love Guardians of the Galaxy. Fucking love.
Yeah. I've watched both the movies. I think I've watched them both days.
Yeah.
this week. Like I was in him that when I was in the office, I literally just
Yeah.
had him on the second
Yeah.
monitor playing.
There, now like Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one that has that thing where it starts it, and but like it's way better than 2, in my opinion. Volume 3 is an incredible movie. I love Volume 3. Cried like 4 times in this movie.
Yeah, like okay, so this movie is, they're dealing with what happened in Endgame. Which guys, that's only a couple years from away. That like
This is the best Marvel movie since Endgame, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, dude. That's just I mean, what are the other movies? You got to list them for
Fine.
me.
Yeah.
Here, let's see. Marvel movie order. All right, here we go. We're gonna get them all right
Okay.
now,
So
and
we'll start with
see.
Endgame. How about that?
All right, so we're in phase 5. All right. Endgame was in phase 3.
Yeah. So what came out since then is Spider-Man
So
Far
you're
From Home, which
saying
is great. We like
this
Spider-Man
is
Far-
better than Spider-Man Far From Home. You're saying this is better than Doctor
Yes.
Strange. This is better than
Yes.
Loki. This is better than
Uh-huh.
I don't know, man. Far
Eternals.
From Home is really good. Far From Home with all the Spider-Man
Sp-
and Spider-Man No Way Home. No Way Home. No
Okay,
Way Home. I'm sorry.
It's better than Shang-Chi. It's better than Eternals. Better than Doctor Strange and the Multiverse. Way better than Thor. Way better than Ant-Man, and way better than the new what was that Ant-Man and the Wasp? Yeah, and it's just
Ant-Man and the
the-
Wasp
it's
was
the best one
really
since
good.
Endgame.
Werewolf by Night was good. Oh man. I don't know, dude.
This is better
I
than
mean,
Guardians. This is better than the best movie since Endgame. And I think you agree with me. I think you're 1% agree with me. I think you're just fucking with me.
no, I'm not fucking with you. I mean, Spider-Man No Way Home, man, is literally one of the best comic book movies of all time. Like, and that's in my
This is
opinion,
neck and
but
neck with it.
still.
This is neck and neck with it,
So,
in my opinion.
no, it's not. It's not.
All right,
It's a good
all right.
movie, but it's not neck and neck.
Did you cry
And
4
I can
times?
explain why if you want me to.
No, did you cry 4 times?
No,
in Spider-Man?
I did have some. I had some moments.
Did you cry
I
during
had
this
some
movie? Because I
moments.
cried like 4 times during this movie.
I had some moments, but
So this is definitely the most emotional Guardians movie, right? Like no doubt, most emotional.
yeah, I mean, this is the one that finally gets you. I mean, I don't know, because like the first Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, I was very emotional.
Yeah, this one's more emotional than that though. I didn't cry like 4 times like a fucking baby.
I did when they only showed David Hasselhoff for half a second in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. You're telling me it was possible
I think in Volume 2,
to have David
I think
Hasselhoff?
Volume 2 is the only time I cried is when they did that tribute to Yondu.
Oh gosh, but anyway, all right, let's talk about the movie at hand.
Okay.
This is literally them all dealing with all the turmoils in their own life.
Yeah.
Every Guardian is like
Shit's going wrong.
someone said this. Yeah, someone said this, and I thought this was a great way to explain it. Every single the first movie was all them hiding, is showing you how they mask their tragedies. Quill does it by music. Rocket does it by building things. Then you got Drax does it by ignoring. Like each one of them has their own thing. Then Volume 2 is how they all deal with it as a group, on how they're still covering all their major tragedies, but how they come together as a group. So when you first see Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, you see at the beginning, you see Star-Lord dancing when the headlines come up,
Yeah.
right? And then at the Volume 2, you see them all working as a unit together, working when the Volume 2 thing, when the pop line pops up, Guardians of the Galaxy. And this one, it's the Guardians of the Galaxy repeating Peter Quill as he's intoxicated, like carrying him as, hey, we're still together and we're gonna deal with some shit in this movie.
Well,
is what it's very.
the thing
clear
is that by this time, all of us, including the audience, are very invested in the group of the Guardians themselves. We all love everyone. We love Peter Russell, we love Rocket, we love Mantis, we love Drax, we even love Nebula, who was kind of like a shithead for the first time, you know? And Groot, of course, he doesn't love Groot. And it's just seeing this was like getting together with some old friends and then seeing them, and then you're there. They get you right thing because it's something that James Good is great at, and especially since he started doing like bigger movies, is giving that heart. And both you and I are big fans of heart, you know. And with these characters that are so silly on the surface, but mean a lot to you and I because they're the fucking Guardians of the Galaxy. They brought us so much joy to so many people and to you and I.
Yeah,
and so to see them in these, to see, you know, at the beginning how they're kind of fucked up, and then see them come together as a group again. It was so good to see them again, so good. And when the tragedies happen during this, or things that are awful happen, you feel it more than you would, I guess, if it's for the first movie, because again, we have such a deep attachment to these characters.
Right.
And acting it all, it's fantastic. And people can say, you know, superhero movies or action movies don't have like great acting, but I thought everyone was perfect for this. Even and especially Dave Bautista, he said something kind of silly about how he's not going to do Guardians because he wants to do more serious movies. This is a serious role as Drax. As silly as Drax is, that is a great role, you know. And I think,
well, I mean, I'm guessing after Knock at the Cabin, he's ready to do some more knocking at cabins.
You and I talked about how Dave Bautista, he's a wrestler turned actor. But he's
that turned actor, not turned action star.
Yeah, exactly. He's an actor. He's a wrestler turned actor. He's not The Rock. He's not John Cena. While they're great, they're action stars.
Go dance like John Cena.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get down like John
but
Cena.
Dave Bautista, I think, has a great acting career ahead of him. Well, like The Rock is the action star, and Johnny Cena is more of an action star. Dave Bautista can do whatever he wants to because he's a fantastic actor.
Right.
We all love Chris Pratt. We all love Bradley Cooper. We all love Palm. We all love Karen Gillian, Vin Diesel. Yeah. And we all love Zoe Saldana. And Will Poulter was great in this, but this movie was fantastic. Never was I bored. Never was I not into it 100%. And I'm sorry, I'm hijacking the conversation. Neil, please talk.
It's okay. I'll just wait till you breathe. I was waiting for you to breathe. You didn't breathe, I think, the whole time you just said all that.
All right.
I was trying to jump in on several of your points.
Sorry,
I can't even remember what they are now because you just
No.
went full tangent on that, bro.
Okay, I know. I just love this movie so much. So
All
I'll
right,
let you
all
talk.
right. This is a really good movie. All right. So one, we get some setup from the holiday special. If you didn't see the holiday special, don't worry. It kind of covers all that stuff a little bit.
But go back and watch it if you haven't seen it. Referral.
Yeah, it's literally just like 40 minutes. It's on Disney
good.
Plus.
It's really good. Really fun.
Even though Disney Plus lost like over 3.6 million subscribers in the last
What happened?
2 weeks. Yeah. Mondo's over.
Okay. All right.
Mandalorian's over.
Yeah.
I don't know. They got nothing else coming out. you know? But this movie was so cool.
Mhm.
They really tell you the backstory of Rocket Raccoon, or Rocket, if you want to say that. They give you this great story about how Peter, because we all thought, because of Endgame, I think we all kind of thought, hey, there's Gamora again. She's just gonna hook back up with Peter Quill, and that's not what happened here. And it's him dealing with an actual death, and at the same time gets to see the person that she that's supposed to be dead.
Yeah. But I thought that was really interesting. Like they didn't Disneyfy it like you expected them to. They made Gamora basically Gamora at the end of Endgame. They didn't say like, okay, she came back and now they're in love again. No, this was Chris Pratt dealing with that, and they were pretty cool dealing with that. And I really appreciated they didn't massage their shoulders say it's all okay. They're back and good now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'm glad they didn't do that. I'm glad they didn't go the way of like, oh, It's cool. They saw each other. They're here. Da 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 da. And there's something on my floor right here, and I didn't know what that was. And then I looked over. It's my dog. It's one of my dog's pull toys.
Okay.
So, like, anyway, here, I'll just hide it. There we go. Anyway, so like, but this movie had heart, had soul. The only downfall, I think, of this movie,
Okay.
and this is it. This is just me being picky as fuck. Is I never got a Drax backstory.
Oh, you want a Drax backstory?
Like,
wanted
I
to
get
that,
it, and I get it, and I get why
Yeah.
they don't do it. Do you know why they didn't do it?
What? Because time constraints and what?
Let me show you a picture.
Okay.
See this picture?
Yeah, I do see the picture.
See the difference? What they look like?
Yeah, they look different for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So in the comics, Drax is nothing like Drax.
Oh yeah.
So in the comics, he's actually made by like the World or a group of scientists called the Enclave, which we'll talk about them here in a little bit. That created him, and he only had one goal. And you know what his goal was?
To destroy.
To kill Thanos.
Yeah. Well,
To
Thanos is
destroy
dead.
Thanos. That was his only goal. That's in his brain. If he kills Thanos, he's dead. He has no reason to live.
But Thanos is dead in this MCU.
Yeah. So, like, and they made him part of a race, like a different species or whatever, and stuff like that.
Well, I
So
thought it was cool. Didn't
I
you
would
mention
love
that
to
now?
hear. I would love to see what James Gunn's version of where Drax come from, and I didn't get that, and that's my only upset is that I never got that because they completely changed that character, which I get why they did it, and I'm not bitching about that. I just wanted to see that story.
Real quick, is Rocket's stories stay the same from the comic books? It is? Okay. Because that's what I want to know. But by the way,
It's close enough.
now you guys we're not gonna give anything away, but you will cry several times if you have any connection to these characters. At least once.
Yeah. You're gonna cry. You're gonna jiggle your stuff. You're gonna make out with the random person next to you. Wait a minute, no, that's a different movie. Anyway,
you might get your hand on your shoulder from the person next to you. It's all right,
Right.
pal. It's all right.
Yeah, this movie was really in depth. The bad guy, the High Evolutionary, was amazing.
Oh man.
High Evolutionary, if you don't know, is a character that's all about perfection. And the way the MCU has created him, I believe we're going to see more of him in the future.
Well, or maybe not. I mean, maybe he was killed.
I actually have a whole theory on this,
Okay.
and we'll talk about it in the spoiler section.
What did you
But
think
the
about Adam Warlock finally showing up? 'Cause you've been talking to this guy forever.
Because if you don't know who Adam Warlock is in comics, guys, Adam Warlock is literally he could kick Superman's ass.
Yeah. You've talked about him, I think, since the first Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm wondering
Yeah,
what the
well, I
fuck
mean-
Adam Warlock is that?
Do you see that, Chris? What is
Yeah,
that? What
that's Adam Warlock in
comic
the middle.
book is that? What,
That's the Infinity War. Infinity War.
yeah,
He didn't show up there though.
the Infinity War.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You waiting for him to
yeah.
show up there that he did not.
Yeah. Huh?
He didn't show up in Infinity War. You were waiting for that.
Yeah. Did you see him in any of those Infinity War movies?
No.
Endgame? Nothing
No.
like that? No. At any point did he just walk up into a place and go, "Hey man, I can put on the gauntlet like it's nothing"? No. Do you remember that? Do you remember
No,
that?
I don't remember that
Yeah.
at all.
We'll talk about that in the spoiler section as well, guys, because I got a lot to say about the Adam Warlock character and how they portrayed him and stuff like that.
You want to get the
But
quotes?
I like the fact that they made him young enough that he
Oh.
can be in the next phase.
Okay.
Because literally that does fit in to what he's supposed to be and what he is. And so, I mean, I'm going to tell you guys, literally, I have researched the hell of this thing. Like, I don't even know how big this page is of information I have here. Let's see. I have a lot. I have a lot to give you. I have
But
a
we'll
lot.
talk
to give.
about that after we get a spoiler.
Yeah. But this way, the movie was great. It is good. It's the last time you're going to see the Guardians together. You might see each one of them in separate movies and separate things and separate entities. In fact, it's actually been hinted at that they're already in several things going forward.
Yeah, we'll talk about the post credit scene at the end of this.
Yeah, we'll talk about that here in a moment. But here, let's give some quotes. Let's give our scores and then move on. Now, remember, I was in a dark theater, booked theater, IMAX.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Come on, Drax, dance. Only idiots dance. You're a bad dog. Kill one stupid guy no one loves. Now let's kill just one guy. Just one guy. One stupid guy that nobody loves. Now you're just making it sad. He's your best friend. Second best friend. This whole time. I have no idea what I wrote. We have but one goat. We have but one goat. Create the perfect. We have but one goal. Sorry, it looks like goat. We have but one goal. Create the perfect being for the perfect society. I am going to jail for killing him. Mantis, you asshole. Hi, my name is Patrick Swayze. Kill the one who looks like a cabbage to show you mean business. Yeah, he is some douchebag who carved my best friend, second best friend. Yesterday I made a poop in the shape of a fish. Which means it's a trap. No, it's a face-off. That's his fault. He should have known I don't do anything for anyone that tells me. Earth would be a good place without the ignorance and bigotry. It's not a trap. It's a face-off.
Damn.
I am Groot. He makes us high and loves him like he's some liability. The story has been yours all along, and you didn't even know it. Go to hell, you sick son of a bitch. She's a good dog. There's no good. Oh, there's no God. That's why I stepped in. Everyone deserves a second chance. They don't want to make things perfect. You just hate everything that is. I love you guys. I love you. That's it. That's all I got.
All right, what's your score on this?
4.6. Probably one of the best Marvel movies ever made.
Well, you were just saying that you had problems with it earlier.
Oh, no. I said I have a problem that it's kind of just me nagging. And I said that.
Okay.
It's just me nagging.
I love this movie. It's a 4.6 for me, too. This is my favorite. This is probably my second favorite Marvel movie. Or third favorite.
Ever. Did you ever see it with your face?
I saw it with my face on Monday. So, Neil, I'm on RottenTomatoes.com. What is the audience score for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3?
Has to be at least 87%.
95%.
95%.
Audience says,
I'll drink to that, guys.
Taking the team in a darker direction without sacrificing heart or humor. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 ends the trilogy on an entertaining high note. Now, what do you say about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
79.
81%.
Oh, it's off only by 2.
Christian Sisters is a galactic group of hug that might squeeze a little too tight on the heartstrings. The final Guardians of the Galaxy is a living last hurrah for the MCU's most ragtag family. All right, guys. We have a lot to talk
That's
about.
it for the non-spoiler part. So, guys, you guys watching right there, I see you. I see you. I see you. We are going to the spoiler section of this movie.
What will we see next week?
I don't know. You fucking
Yeah,
tell
we're
me,
seeing
dude.
we're seeing Hypno.
Oh yeah, we're doing the Benifer
Benifer
thing, right?
episode.
Yeah, we're doing the
There's-
Benifer thing. There's Ben
Stars
Affleck's
in
at the
Hypnotic.
theater and J Lo's at
Stars in the Hypnotic.
Netflix. So yeah, we're
Yeah.
watching Benifer.
Yeah, we'll just call it the Benifer episode. But yeah, that's next week, and that we get Fast Furious. But yeah, if you guys want to tune next week for a Benifer episode, yeah. So,
at this
we'll see you
point,
guys soon.
Chris
But
is going to play at this point. Chris is going to play a clip of my favorite thing that I've ever heard that I handed over to him to play for one of the actors in this movie. He knows exactly what clip I sent him that I want him to play.
know.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
do.
know.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
Which one is that?
And after that, spoilers.
Which one? Am I playing?
Come on. I gave you all those clips. Look at them and just think about it. You should know me well enough by now.
I don't know. What you want me to play?
Makes me sad, Chris. Makes me sad.
Hold on. Is it?
I'm Groot.
Is that it?
No, that's not it. But good for trying. Good. That's one for trying.
You dare!
That one?
No.
Drop it!
That one?
I mean, come on, man. I'm losing faith in you at this point.
You gave me so many clips. I don't know which one.
I know. That's why this is kind of a game. But there's only 9 people to choose from. Choose one.
Is the Bradley Cooper one?
No.
Is it? It's not Zoe Saldana. It can't be. It's not.
I am Mantis.
Right?
No.
It's not Sean. It can't be. It can't be.
Thanks,
Yes.
Captain.
Now just show me how to work this thing.
Well, the turning thing there makes the songs go up and down. Made by primitive people.
That is
Show you
primitive.
some of my favorites. It's got Traffic. That's really good. They have some good songs. Thin Lizzy is a group I like a lot. There's a lady on there named Alice Cooper that I like a lot. She seems kind of angry, but kind of like stuff how we felt when we were kids, you know?
Cat. There's a cat.
Yeah.
All right.
I love that. I love that. There's an Alice Cooper lady on there. Seems very angry. It's like the stuff, we talk about when we were young. I love that. It's like one of my favorite parts of the entire. All right. Anyway, I laughed so hard when I found that clip, dude.
So
all right.
Now the
So
ammo.
first,
Okay, go ahead.
let's just do this. Let's just get it out of let's get this part out of the way. Let's get this done. All right. Any questions, Chris?
It seemed all pretty self-explanatory, but do you think that High Evolution is really dead?
I don't know. And the reason why. You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's how you bring in the X-Men.
Oh, yeah?
Because what's the High Evolutionary want to do?
He wants to create the perfect world.
Create the perfect person, not the perfect world.
Okay.
The perfect world is just he needed a planet to put people on, right?
Yeah.
So the High Evolutionary always wants to, this guy right here always wants to be. I know, doesn't he look completely different in the comic book world? Here you go. We'll do a side by side. There you go. But he always wants to create the perfect beings. So how do you get to evolution? The next stage of evolution is the X-Men.
Mutation,
Like
yeah.
said, mutation. So I think that's where we get the X-Men. Because this guy has been one of the bad bad guys for decades. I mean, here he is fighting, oh, I don't know, Galactus, the planet eater. You know,
Yeah.
the high evolutionary has all these kind of powers. And so, I mean, it's awesome. So,
Okay. Guys,
you want me?
what
Go
do you
ahead.
now like in the comic books? Did the Guardians continue out on without Quill and Drax and Nebula and Gamora and Mantis?
Yeah,
The
you know
group?
why?
Why?
Okay, I'm gonna show you why. You ready?
Hmm.
Which one of those guys is in that group?
None of them.
Okay, cool. Which one are in that group?
None of them.
Okay. Which one is in that group?
Mantis. That's it.
Mantis and Drax. That's
Oh
it.
yeah, yeah. Oh,
Mantis and
Draxon's
Drax.
okay.
Yep. Here's the one they remade after the movie came out. So this is the remake of that. As you see, Drax is gray because Drax has always been green. He's gray because James Gunn is like, there's too many green people. We need
Yeah,
a
this
different color.
Gamora. Yeah, we need
Yeah.
a different color.
But here's the original. This is
And
the
none of them-
original Guardians of the Galaxy. Do
and
you
none of
see
them are-
one
yeah, none-
person?
I don't see one person that's in that.
Yeah. So here's the killer part.
Okay,
Are
there's-
you ready for this?
That's Peter and Rocket, and I see Gamora. I see.
Yep. There's a couple people in that one.
Yeah. Hmm.
And here's another one that not a single of one of them are in that one.
So how did James Gunn pick the ones he wanted? You know,
I don't know. They probably gave him like the right. That's the thing I didn't look up and I should have.
Yeah.
And I apologize for that, but I did not look it up. But let's go over a few things I do have information on. So let's get
Okay.
let's get through the stuff that I wrote down and I
Okay.
freaking went through. From the credits, we saw the Guardians of the Galaxy had a clip of the comic that said Showtime A-Holes, which is a throwback to also the opening of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 when Peter says it. But you see the clip of the actual comic book that he got it from. When the hand reaches in to get Rocket, it looks like the infamous painting of Man Touches God or the creation of Adam by
Yeah.
Michelangelo.
Mhm.
Nowhere is their headquarters like in the comics. That's actually in the holiday special, the head of a celestial, which a celestials is big beings from the Internals, or Peter's dad, Ego, which
Yeah.
he's half celestial. They bought Nowhere from the Collector. They stated that in the holiday special. They didn't state it here, so if you guys didn't know, that's where that is. Guardians of the Galaxy, the sign that they were putting up
Mhm.
in front of that top of that bar was the Guardians of the Galaxy sign, but it was in the Cree language.
Mm.
So that's why it looked like it. And you're like, is that Japanese? Like, what is it that they're saying there? So they even mentioned that they are like the new police of the galaxy because Thanos destroyed Xandar, which
Mhm.
is where the Nova was in the first Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right.
John C. Reilly with his like,
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's 100% a dick.
Yeah.
Like, that guy. You see them use the Zune, the gift given by Yondu, just like right before he died, just like his mother gave him the music tape right when she was dying. So that's why he's so defensive of it. The new Guardians that were introduced was Cora Craiglin and Cosmo. Now, Cosmo the dog has
Yeah.
been part of the Guardians of the
God,
Galaxy.
we
for
love
a long
Cosmo.
time.
We're big
Yeah.
fans of Cosmo.
Now, he was a dog sent to the outer space by the Russians because the
Yeah.
first animal ever sent to space was a
Like
dog.
a
And in the comics, he's a boy. In the movies, he's a girl.
That might be
Or-
Maria Bakova, by the way. This is what
Yeah. So, and he got hit with cosmic rays, like the cosmic rays that
Sure.
the Fantastic Four got hit
Uh-huh.
by. So he's telekinetic, telepathic, energy based laser forms. And do you know who he is voiced by?
As Maria Bakalova. I just said that.
Yeah, Maria
Yeah,
Black from the
Borat 2.
Borat 2. Again, people, Gamora is Gamora from the end game and not Gamora from that. So make sure you understand that going into this movie. I already talked about the whole beginning of Guardians of the Galaxy 1, 2, and 3 and why they're all that way.
Mhm.
Now the name of the ship, did you hear what the name of the ship was?
No, what was his name?
The new name of the ship is Bowie.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because, Peter's a big fan of Ziggy
Mhm.
Stardust.
Yeah.
And David Bowie. Mantis tells Peter it's wrong for her to use her abilities to manipulate him to make him happy at the beginning.
Yeah.
But then leaks that she's been doing it the whole time to Drax the entire time they've been friends. So that's kind of stuff. Now, all right, here we go. The introduction of the one, the only, the most powerful being in all of Marvel almost. The guy that we originally was called him. And this is his first panel as him. He was first created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby in Fantastic Four 66-67, September, October 1967 as him. Then he was recreated into Adam Warlock by Roy Thomas, and that'd be this comic right here, by Roy Thomas and Gail Kane in Marvel Premiere #1 in 1972. That is the wrong comic. And I don't think I got the right comic in here. Gosh dang it, I hate when that happens. Yeah, I forgot to grab the right comic.
Okay, all right.
But anyway, that's one of the Warlock comics. One of the most powerful members of the Marvel Universe, a cocoon he uses to repower himself, immortal he has the soul gem literally in his forehead. So like how Vision has the power gem in his head, he has the soul gem in his head, which he uses to manipulate and use. The soul stone it sucks off life energy. So he's kind of like a vampire,
or
like Thanos, where he goes and sucks up life energy.
But this is not that Marvel we've seen in Guardians of the Galaxy.
This ain't Marvel, and this ain't the power. They don't have the soul gem in them. Now, the soul gem for Adam Warlock gave him great powers, and it gave him the ability to even wield the Infinity Gauntlet in the comic books. He was the guy that saved everybody in Infinity War.
So Adam Warlock, is he a good guy in the comic books?
He's nothing and everything all at once. Okay. So let me explain it to you. When he got the Infinity Gauntlet from Thanos, he snagged it from him. Gamora and Nebula helped him, and a group of, the whole fucking group. The group.
Yeah.
This group, this whole group helped him, right? And so they're like, so the first thing he did with the Infinity Gauntlet was make it so he did not know good, and he expelled all good and all evil from himself. So he's like Spock. It's all logic.
Okay.
It's all logic. And then he created the Infinity Team, or known as the Infinity Watch, and gave each member one of the stones to watch.
Okay.
Notice anybody in there you might know?
Do I see Green Goblin there?
No, that's not Green Goblin.
Who am I looking for?
Okay, well, there's 3 of them right there that you don't know because this is the comic book version.
Okay, well.
So the lady with the hair,
Mhm.
with the hair all the way on his shoulder,
Yeah.
that's Gamora.
Okay.
The green guy in the purple and behind him is Drax.
Wow. Okay.
The girl with the green high collar and the bald is Nebula.
What? Okay.
Yeah. So 3 members of the Infinity Watch were 3 people because he didn't want Thanos to get. And then they had a whole line, Warlock and the Infinity Watch. Great, and he's pretty much immortal, pretty much whatever. The Enclave is the ones that built him on Earth to make him the perfect being, which is cool because the Sovereign in the movies,
Yeah.
we're looking for perfection.
Mhm.
So, like, you kind of equal it. And the Enclave look exactly like the High Evolutionary guys.
Oh, but the counterpart,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, cool. Like counter Earth. Gotcha.
So then let's talk about High Evolutionary real quick.
Mhm.
High Evolutionary, again, was created by Stan Lee, Jack Kirby. First appearance, Mighty Thor 134, November 1966. What do he look like? This is what he looked like in his first appearance.
Mm.
He is actually, nobody knew that he was human. And that's one thing I didn't like about how they represented him, because he had a helmet on, and then at the end it takes off, and they're like, oh, he's just human.
Yeah.
He's just a human. He's scientist Herbert Edgard Wyndham, a genetic scientist from England who wants to create the perfect being or expand evolution. Created a place for his experiments called Wendigore, which they made the counter Earth is Wendigore. He was obsessed and learned with Dr. Excess. Do you know who Dr. Excess is? That's Minister Sinister in the X-Men world.
Okay.
He worked with Dr. Doom. He worked with he made Jessica Drew Spider-Woman with his stuff.
Yeah.
So he made Spider-Woman. Because of him, he created Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. He created both of the twins for Magneto. Like, that's why I think he's the dude that will be the one that introduces
X-Men
to us.
Okay. Cool.
Now, all right. So we don't deep dive too much in that and bore you to death, because Chris is already looking like his face is spaced to nowhere. Like, he has like
What part did you cry at? That's what I want to know.
when they're torturing poor fucking Rocket, man.
How about when he was dying and he went to go see Teefs, Floor, and Lila.
Oh gosh, yeah.
God, I was blubbering hard. Blubbering hard.
All right, Nebula's new arm of nanotech was a gift from Rocket after she gave him Bucky's arm in the holiday movie. Kraglin is having issues because he sees himself as a lesser Yondu, and he even had silver teeth, and Yondu had gold teeth. Like, literally that much of a difference. Adam beats down Drax in the same spot that Ronan beat him down in Guardians of the Galaxy 1.
Wow.
Adam, oh, wait a minute. 89P113 can be seen on the subject screen for Rocket back when they were arrested in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1.
Oh, wow.
On the little screen.
Yeah.
And Lila is one of his on the same screen in Guardians 1 is one of his compadres.
Known associates,
like group. In the comics, Lila was his love interest. She was from a world where people were half human, animal breds,
and she was like half otter.
Yeah, she was half otter and animal bred, and which is kind of seen in their love interest in this.
I cried so fucking hard when she died too. I was just like this is just tearing
I
me apart.
Oh my god.
Let's see, Teefs and Floor died too. I was like, this is why would you do this to me? But yeah, I cried a lot during this because it's hard for me to see animals get abused. Hard for me to see animals like they're just so fucking cute, man. It's
Now here we go. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Two major things of foreshadowing happened during this movie. Did you catch them?
Okay, what are they? I mean, like foreshadowing tells you, like, gives you hints of what's going to happen. So, what is the foreshadowing you saw?
First, Drax says, "We're gonna kill one lonely, stupid guy, some guy that nobody loves." And then Peter Quill's like, "Yeah, you're just making it sad." There's only one guy that dies the whole time, and it's a lonely technician dude that they had to rip the stuff off to go find the raccoon, who is lonely, has no friends, and they make it very clear through the entire movie he has no friends and nobody likes him. And there's one guy that nobody loves, stupid guy. That was exactly who it was. Then, are you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Okay. All the movie, the entire movie. I said it twice already. But I know it was said more times than that. Peter. Oh, yeah, here we go. Here we go. I actually made it one of the spoiler facts. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm. Okay, Peter clarifies multiple times that it's not a trap, it's a face off. At the end, they take the face off the antagonist. Yeah, did you?
They literally ripped the face off of the guy they're fighting. Like literally, the whole movie. He's like, it's not a trap, it's a face off. Drax used his first ever metaphor.
Oh yeah.
Which he's not allowed to use metaphors. That's part of his character. They even stated in the first movie.
Mhm.
The orgoscope, that planet weird thing that you go to, is a place grown from organic tissue. It's home to the Attribute laboratories. Okay, now this is a cool part, and you didn't even catch it because you don't read the comics and stuff like that, and that's okay. Everybody doesn't need to know everything to love what it is. Gamora shows up. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
With the OG fucking Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh,
the
yeah?
originals. The original lineup of the original Guardians of the Galaxy. So she shows up with the ones that are still alive or not $1 million to fucking rehire. So let's go with the ones that she showed up with first. She showed up with Stallone, who is Tokar, which is aka Starhawk, the original leader of the Guardians of the Galaxy. That's who Stallone plays. Matronix, whose voice, which is the icy, diamondy looking guy that is voiced by Michael Rosenbaum.
You guys don't know Lex Luthor from Smallville.
Yeah, awesome. And Mainframe, who is voiced originally by Miley Cyrus, the floating mechanical head, but who did not return and was voiced by Tara Strong, aka female Loki from the Loki series.
Yeah.
Now, the ones that did not return are obvious, and this is the reasons why. One was Vin Rames as Charlie 27, who was in Volume 2 of Guardians of the Galaxies. And let me find the picture so you know which one, this guy right here in the yellow in the middle. Vin Rames played him.
Oh, okay.
The other, and the guy in the glass is Michael Rosenbaum.
Yeah.
You know, all right. So then the other person that we missed was Ali Ogard, and it's because I don't know, the person that played her kind of went and won a lot of awards this past year. Like mainly all the awards.
Who was it?
Michelle Yeoh.
Yeoh? Okay.
Oh yeah. So that is the original Guardians. So when she shows up with the Ravagers, like literally, most of those people are the original Guardians of the Galaxy. So that was cool. High Evolutionary creates a Ninja Turtle. That was weird.
Yeah.
Nathan Fillion and Michael Rooker are in every James Gunn movie that he's directed.
Well, Nathan Fillion's great. So is Michael Rooker.
Yeah. Including this one now. You see a person eating an Orlean, which is the same lizard that Quill kicks at the beginning of Guardians of the Galaxy 1. Jennifer Holland, aka Harcourt from Peacemaker, or Shazam, Fear of the Gods, is a guard that walks in on Nathan Fillion when the weird shit's happening. Statue of Liberty is replaced by High Evolutionary holding a monkey, saying that all species evolve from monkeys. The first F-bomb in a Disney Marvel movie.
Get in the fucking car.
Open the fucking door.
Yeah, open the fucking door, sorry.
In Peter's backpack, we had Panther from the Thundercats, the Garbage Pail Kids, and Alf, alien life form, trading cards. Shelby the Walrus has a Cockney accent, which is originally Rocket. Rocket's the one that has that kind of accent.
They did Brooklyn accent instead. So
Yeah, because he's Bradley
Yeah.
Cooper. Peter called High Evolutionary a cross between RoboCop and Skeletor because he wears a lot of purple like Skeletor and his face is stretched like RoboCop. Makes sense. I don't have many more, so you're good.
Okay.
The little girl joins the team is Pi Lavelle, or also known as Pi Lavelle. In the comics is the the fourth character to hold the title, Captain Marvel.
Oh wow. Do you think that'll show up later or no?
I have no idea, but yes, I'm 100%
I do.
thinking.
One of the things I did see is that the Phi Lavelle is much different in the comic books. Like she's much older, and that she's this comes from like a line of like.
But you got to
really
think,
famous
when are we
people.
going to see her next? I mean, because the Avengers movie is years away, bro.
Yeah. But we are
These
getting
people are going to have plenty of time to grow up.
Yeah.
Sitting at the poker table was Howard the Duck, the broker,
Yeah.
and Cosmos the dog. Chris Fairbanks plays Broker, aka from Andor, and the guy who makes Michael Keaton tell him, "I'm Batman." Who are you?
Oh yeah.
I'm Batman. That's who that guy. The guy who played the broker.
Oh, that's
that
fine.
guy. Rocket says that he was indeed a raccoon. Finds out that he was indeed a raccoon from North America and embraces it by finally calling himself Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah.
Groot, I love you guys, is to the audience saying that, hey man, you've been with them long enough now that you know what he's saying. You
Yeah,
don't
we
need
did
people
feel that.
explaining.
We mentioned that as we were walking out of the movie theater. She's like, well, we've been with them for so long. It's like you can understand him now. And I was like, yeah, okay.
And literally, that has been verified by James Gunn. So 100%. That's why nobody reacted like he said.
It's first time talking. Yeah.
Newspapers in one of the after scenes, the newspaper talks about Kevin Bacon talking about his alien abduction, which is from the holiday special.
yeah.
And Lila says somebody has a plan for Rocket. Lila says somebody has a plan for a rocket, which could be the one above all, which is Marvel's version of God, who is Jack Kirby.
Okay. Yeah.
Like
okay.
literally several times in comic books.
Yeah.
Like there's one where Fantastic Four like get out of the comic and they like, oh, you're the one above all. And it's just like Jack Kirby sitting at a desk. And several times they've hinted that the god of Marvel is Jack Kirby, which
Yeah.
is awesome because Stan Lee had to okay that.
Yeah.
Or it could be the Living Tribune, because the Living Tribune has been literally, you see things of the Living Tribune everywhere. Eternity, Thor, and Thor from Love and Thunder, which don't know. But it might be Kang, the Conqueror, that's actually making sure
Are they gonna get a
that
different
Rocket
Kang?
does everything. Because no, it won't be Kang from Ant-Man. It'd be Kang from Loki. The what was the name? He Who Remains. He Who Remains. Because he's the one that was trying to fix the timeline and keep it in that straight line and not have any branches. And so keeping Rocket alive makes that timeline keep going.
Well, I'm thinking they need a different actor, right? You got to.
I have no idea, bro. I have no idea what they're going to do with that. And to be honest, it sucks. I don't know how you can become. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Like, I mean, by any means, I don't understand Star, like
Yeah.
that. I don't understand how that kind of celebrity gets to you because I've never been that level of celebrity. I've been higher level of celebrity than I am now. But like, it's just like, man, I cannot imagine what goes through your head. Maybe you had a God complex. Hell if I know. But to be honest, that's 100% the spoilers, man. Because besides that, I don't think there's
Real
much.
quick.
I mean, I
Real
can
quick.
give you really quick. Yeah, really quick. Let's do this. Here you go. That's what Drax looks originally That's what Mantis looks like originally. This is what Groot looks like originally. That is what Nebula looks like originally. And of course, you got to do the one, the only. There's Star-Lord originally, or the remake of Star-Lord, which they made in the comics. There's Cosmos, literally identical. And of course,
Quick question. Oh, go ahead, Rocket.
Go ahead.
So the end of this movie said
Mhm.
Star-Lord will return. Where's he returning him? When is he going to show up in next, you think?
Dude, he could be an Avenger. Because Star-Lord's been an Avenger before. He
Yeah.
could be in a Spider-Man movie. He could be, like literally, hey man, what movie coming up in Marvel's repertoire will you be upset if Chris Pratt just randomly shows up in?
None of them. I'll be happy about it.
Exactly. Exactly. Like there's just like so many. If Deadpool just starts showing up in every fucking movie now,
Fine with it.
because we're good with it. Like 100%.
All right, man.
But yeah, man, that's all of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I try to narrow it down a little bit. I did read a lot, so if you had any random questions, I was going to be able to knock them out.
Yeah, if you guys want to email Neil after this, he'll be like,
or
Right.
go to or literally on Facebook or YouTube, ask any one of the questions literally in that. We get those notifications, guys. I'll
Mhm.
go there and I'll answer those questions for you.
or if you even want, you can search a few shekels at Patreon and answer you there. But you guys can find us online.
Or you can just come find my house, bring a good bottle of gin. I love aviation. It's not just because of Ryan Reynolds makes it, because it is a good gin. Yeah, okay, dog, I get it.
I'm sorry. All right, you can find us online at MovieZone.net. We're on Facebook at Facebook.com/podcast. When oh my way, so hold on. Sorry. You can find us
Are you
online.
someone? Is someone dying?
No, Honey's excited that when you lose him. You go to W2M. You go to W2Mnet.com. W2Mnet.com. So now that we're a part of, you guys can find us there. We're also Facebook at Facebook. I said Facebook, right? Twitter and TS Podcast. We're on Instagram and TS Podcast. We're also on Patreon. Patreon.com/Suck. We're also at Bonfire. Join merch. Bonfire.com/Suck. Something you'll find us there. And wherever you find podcasts, find movies don't suck. It's something to do. What do we do for small business? Small business now. What do we do?
I was drinking a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway, small business. If you got a small business, make sure to give us the information or send that information right over to us. We'll be more than happy to go over things with you, to advertise you to our thousands of listeners or millions of followers. Make sure, send us that information. We'll be more than happy.
All right. Is it good?
We're good to go. Let's get out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, listeners of all lenses, that's a new episode of Movies Don't Suck and Some Do. My name is Neil.
And I'm Chris.
And remember, guys, take care of each other. Take care of your friends. Take care of your family. Take care of your loved ones. Because guess what? That makes us all guardians of this galaxy. Have a good night. Oh my God, only 2 hours?
I know, dude. Thanks for listening,
Thank you
guys.
very much for everybody that's watching. You guys have been awesome. You guys have been jumping in and off. Please, next time, jump in the chat, man. Literally, we can talk to you. You can add your part of the conversation if you're concerned about anything. If you want to talk about something, if you're like, hey, that movie sucked, I can't believe you guys are talking about that movie, let us know. Pop it in. Let us talk about it.
We'll
We
talk about
want to add you to our conversation. So please do that in the future. Thank you very much. Have a good